Hi, I'm Andreas, and I'll be doing a software review of the Lume Pad with you today. I've also discovered something quite amazing about the hardware as a result of doing the software review, something I haven't covered yet in my last video. So please come and join me as we have a look at the software of the Lume Pad. So about this discovery on the hardware side of things. Surprisingly, that comes from the most unassuming piece of software, from the Wallpaper. And I've got it running right now here on the Lume Pad. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see this because of the 2D nature of the video that you're watching. But when I'm looking at this from all angles, this appears like a sheet of glass. You're basically looking straight through the Lume Pad to a surface on the back beyond the Lume Pad. And the actual surface just appears like a sheet of glass that you're looking through. And the icons that you see here basically float straight on top of that glass surface, just on top of a transparent surface. It's an amazing sensation. And it reveals something about the hardware that is worth talking about. I'll be talking about that when we get to our wallpaper section of this video. So this is a software review. We're basically going to take a bit of a stock take of what the software is that comes with the Lume Pad, on the Lume Pad as well as for your PC. And we'll be going through that just so you get an idea of what's in the box. So let's have a look at that now. Okay. So here you see an overview of the base applications that you get with the Lume Pad. It's not showing all the possible applications that are available. There are other applications that you can download from the LeiaLoft Store, and that is a ever-growing area of content, obviously. So if I were to cover that all today, it could quite possibly contain a number of additional items tomorrow. So what I'm covering here is the base applications that you get with the Lume Pad. So let's just quickly run through those as a quick summary, and then we will dive into some of those in more detail later in this video. So for starters, we're going to look at the LeiaCam, the camera application that comes with the Lume Pad. And it is the application that allows you to take photos from the rear and the front cameras on the Lume Pad, with the intent then to be able to view them on the Lightfield display. The Lightfield Studio is a means of processing your content. It's a way of processing 2D and side-by-side video content and creating your 4 views out of that. It also allows you to, with rotation video, to create 4 view content out of that. So we'll be covering that as well. Then there is the LeiaPlayer. That is for playing back the content that you've created either through the LeiaCam or the Lightfield Studio or through some third-party means back on your Lightfield display. And that covers both images and videos. Then you have a LeiaFrame. That's a slideshow application. Also can act as a screensaver. So after a certain amount of inactivity, it can fire up and be like a photo frame that you can view your content on, the Lightfield content that you've got similar to your LeiaPlayer. It's just an automated way of looking at that once the timeout on your screen has lapsed. Then there's the LeiaViewer, and that is a means of looking at your 3D models. Now you can look at 3D models that you create yourself, or you can download from sketchfab.com existing models that exist on that site. So you can set up an account with Sketchfab. It's free, and you can then download content and have a look at that on the LeiaViewer. And we'll have a look at some of that content as well. There's quite a range of content available on Sketchfab that you can have a look at. Then there's a couple of sharing applications. The LeiaPix one is for images, and the LeiaStream one is for video. That is a means of having a look at what others have created, as well as being able to upload your own content and sharing that with others. Then there's the LeiaLoft Store. That is a means of obtaining a whole host of other applications that are out there. So there's a lot of games on there. There's also some productivity applications. We'll be having a look at that later in this video as well. LeiaSpotlight is a informational demo application. It goes through some of the things that we're actually going through here as well, shows you what the software is that you get with the Leia Lume Pad. It is probably the first application that you would fire up just to get a bit of an overview, similar to what, like I said, we're doing right now here. And then there is the Wallpaper application, one that I have already mentioned earlier in the video, one that highlights some of the capabilities of the hardware. I'll be talking on that at that time, and we'll also have a look at the wallpaper itself. And then last but not least, the software development package, packages that come with the Lume Pad for developing content from Unity, Blender, Unreal Engine, Maya, and of course Android itself. I won't be going into too much detail there. I'll just mention that they are available. I have created a video particularly for Blender already that shows you how to use that, but that justifies in my mind its own video for each of those. Alright, so first of all we're going to have a look at the Leia camera. So let me just fire that up. As I do so, you'll notice that it is at this stage a fairly basic app. It's a minimal viable app at this stage. And I've had the privilege of having had a talk with David Fattel the other day, the CEO of Leia Inc. And he shared with me that there is in the near future a new camera app that is going to be released that is going to have more features. So that's something to look forward to. For now, let's just have a look at what this app does. The LeiaCam allows you to take 3D images and have the option of taking either 2D or 3D videos using the rear cameras. With the front cameras, you can only take 2D photos and 2D videos. LeiaPlayer. The LeiaPlayer, as the name suggests, is a player for your content. With LeiaPlayer, you can view the content created with LeiaCam as well as your own content by providing files in the required format. Depending on the number of views your content can generate, you can view the content either in full 4-view Lightfield mode, in 2-view stereoscopic mode, or in the traditional non-Lightfield single view 2D mode. You can also edit content. You can change the 3D depth. That is how strong the 3D effect is. You can change the focus. This positions the 3D content relative to your screen, either in directions of forward so it comes out of the screen, or backwards to move it behind the screen. You can change the bokeh. This appears to intelligently add blur in objects further away, leaving the subject in focus. You can change other standard settings also, such as brightness, contrast, color settings. You can also crop and rotate. You can set filters and lighting direction. Lighting direction appears to be 3D aware. Editing is not available for videos and is also not available for some image formats. For videos, you can, however, in real time adjust the depth of the video by swiping your finger up and down whilst playing, when enabling this feature by pressing the depth symbol. You can also perform 2D to 3D conversions of your images. And finally, you can share your images on LeiaPix directly from the LeiaPlayer. Lightfield Studio. Lightfield Studio allows you to convert video content to quad 4-view video. You can convert from 2D orbital content to 4-view format. This is a special case of a 2D conversion that uses time offset to generate true 4 views from the original, not using depth maps. You can also convert from 2D non-orbital content to 4-view format, and that's just a standard 2D conversion using depth maps. You can also convert from 2-view stereoscopic content to 4-view format. LeiaFrame. LeiaFrame is a slideshow screensaver application for Lightfield 3D content. With it you can select images and you can also select videos to play. Content played is either played randomly when in shuffle mode, or in linear mode it is played in the order in which it was added. You can then select the playback speed. It's worth noting that videos will play through ignoring that speed. This only applies to images. And you can set that as a screensaver, and it can then be played back when charging, or you can request to play it now. LeiaViewer. This app allows for viewing of 3D models. You can either view them in 4V or in 2D mode. When in 4View, you can adjust the depth using a slider. I will leave it in 2D as this is best for this video, but when you use the app, obviously you will want it in 4V. It also provides editing capabilities. You can adjust the lighting by changing the brightness, the position, and color of your light. You can also change the depth of field. That's whether things are in focus only at the convergence plane or whether everything is in focus. You can also adjust the bloom. That is kind of a light spilling over effect. You can even adjust the material retrospectively. You can obtain your 3D models from Sketchfab, a leading platform for the community of 3D creators. The basic account is free and allows you to download free content and upload up to 50 megabytes of items. There's no limit on the number of uploads as long as you make them available for public download, so ensure you tick the box for this each time you upload. Once you have the account, you can browse for content within LeiaViewer. Select it and view it and edit as shown before. Here is a model I've created and uploaded to Sketchfab. To find it, search for Earth Sun. Feel free to click the link provided here if you want to view how to create this from scratch. The viewer also supports viewing of 3D files directly from the Lume Pad. I'm aware that the following formats that I'm showing here are supported. LeiaPix. LeiaPix is a photo sharing application, formerly known as HoloPix. There is a general gallery, and there's also browsing by top 100, newest posts, a yearly February photo competition, and also by various hashtags. You can search for images. Note, searching is only performed on hashtags and people, not descriptions. So make sure you include your hashtags if you want your images to be found. Because I did not use a hashtag for my spiky plant, it is not found when I search for spiky. When viewing photos, note that unlike LeiaPlayer, where you have the editing capabilities and viewing modes, there is no viewing mode selection here. Everything is in 4V mode. You can leave likes and comments for photos, and you can track activity on your own photos also. You can post your own photos as long as they are either side by side, quad light field, that is the 2x2 grid, or the Leia image format, as those taken by the LeiaCam. You can share yours and other people's photos with others as either still images, video animations, or GIF animations, and then post on various different social media platforms. You can also print your photos. These will be printed on a lenticular surface. Note that this only applies to your photos. You cannot print other people's photos. I have not tried the printing service yet, but I have heard good reviews about it. And just a little minor point, I've noticed that you can't pinch and zoom in this application, and I kind of missed that feature. LeiaStream. LeiaStream is a video sharing application. You can browse LeiaStream by Leia suggestions, video trending this month, recently added, and a number of different genres. Unlike LeiaPix, the search here includes the description as well as hashtags. Hence, it is finding my gazebo video here, which is only in my description. Videos can be viewed in either 4View or in 2D. You can add favorite videos to your list. You can follow other users. You can also see who follows you. I've noticed that you can unfortunately not leave comments on videos. To upload content, you need to go to a website called LeiaStream.com. Content is not automatically posted like on LeiaPix, but undergoes a thorough review process. There are numerous pitfalls when creating 3D video content that would impact the effectiveness of good stereoscopic viewing. I would say thanks to this process, we are left with high quality content in this application. One of my earlier videos has, for example, failed this test due to there being too much disparity. The videos can be downloaded for replay on your device in LeiaStream, but are held within the application and are not made available for exporting out of LeiaStreams. Any downloads can be accessed by selecting My Downloads and can be viewed offline. This here is a video that I've uploaded and is processed using Lightfield Studio orbital content conversion. I intend to make a video that shows how this was made from scratch, and will post a link here once I've completed this. LeiaLoft Store. This is a store app similar to many other app stores out there by other vendors. The applications all take advantage of the Lightfield display. At the top, you have a few featured apps. There is also a section for top picks and a section for editor's choice. Each section is split broadly into games and apps. You can also explore apps. There are 9 apps listed, all of which are free. There are 45 games listed, of which 20 are free. Your applications are also listed in the library, and you can start and update applications from there. LeiaSpotlight. This is a demo app that showcases some of the potential capabilities that the Lume Pad presents. For starters, nothing new. It covers the apps we have reviewed already as part of this video. But in addition, it demonstrates 4V images. It has some great demo video content, including product videos, movie trailers, orbital content. It has a medical imaging demo. There is a demonstration of a 3D GPS navigation tool. There is a hospitality app that demonstrates products that make you, yes, thirsty and hungry. And there is a cool educational demo that is quite interactive and has some shocking surprises that have more of an impact because they are 3D. It's a really cool app, and I recommend that you have a look at it just for the ride. Don't just take my word for it, you've got to see this in 3D. Okay, so let's have a look at the wallpaper that now comes with the Lume Pad. And I've mentioned it a number of times in this video already. It is quite a remarkable thing to look at. It allows you to look at the Lume Pad as if it wasn't there. It's like a piece of glass with these high resolution icons floating over the top of it. So there's two things in the hardware side of things that this takes advantage of. One we've already been aware of, and when I've done the hardware review, I mentioned that there is 16 views that the Lume Pad is capable of rendering. You will see with this display in this mode that it takes advantage of all of those 16 views. And it does that in a seamless manner due to the repeat pattern of the background. So you don't have a transition where you go from your last view to the first view again, and it's an uncomfortable sensation. Because of the repeat pattern, you can look at this from any angle, up and down, sideways, and you will see this in 3D. Seeing this now with all of the 16 views, I would love to see some of the other applications take advantage of all 16 views as well. Just imagine in the LeiaPlayer, if you could feed it with 16 views and you could not just view your images sideways in perspective, but also up and down. That would be, in my mind, quite a nice feature to have. The other part, and this is the exciting part because I wasn't aware of this before, that this wallpaper reveals is the capability of having your light field mode in parts. So part of the display can be in the light field 3D mode and other parts of the display are not. So your icons that are floating over this surface here are actually in high resolution non-light field mode, whereas the background is in light field mode. And in my mind, that just opens up so many doors, so many possibilities. As a creator, the content that you make for your Lume Pad allows you to have some parts in high resolution and other parts where you want to show depth in 3D. The high resolution has the advantage, of course, that you can have things in high fidelity. It has the downside that it has to be on the convergence plane because there's no depth to that. But that's often a sacrifice you're willing to take for the sake of having parts of it where it's needed in high resolution. I think that's quite exciting, and hopefully as well we will see applications that will take advantage of that if that feature is going to be exposed to developers. The other thing we of course want to do is have a look at the wallpaper itself. We've talked about some of the hardware capabilities, and I think that was worth mentioning. But let's just have a look at how you configure the wallpaper, and we'll do that now. The wallpaper is configured as per other wallpapers by going into Settings and selecting Display, then Wallpaper. Then select Wallpapers, not Live Wallpapers. There you see under Immersive 3D the Lightfield wallpapers. There are 3 icons, but they are a rather poor representation of the actual wallpaper once in the Lightfield mode, as they can only show the color, not the depth. Yet it is the depth, the transparency, that is the key feature of these wallpapers. I'll select the orange one and set that in the top left corner, and we're all done. Thank you for watching, and God bless.